Hello, everyone. My name is Nelle. I am, like Lucy said, I live in Prague, and I live here with my Czech partner of 10 years, 11, if I'm right, in March. And 4 months ago, we became the proud parents of a baby boy named Arthur. I'm currently on maternity leave, so I'm trading the spreadsheets at Mondelez and the PowerPoint presentations and the Teams meetings for diapers, for naps, for feeding schedules. So I might be a bit rusty here and there, so excuse me for that. Today, I indeed want to share with you a personal story, not one as a global project lead, but as a mom, and one of two moms, actually, in my family. I'll walk you through my own journey, share what we learned, and also, if you're going through this yourself, or if you know someone who does, then I hope you can take away something and navigate this yourself. I must give a disclaimer. I went through this in Prague. I have no idea how it is in the rest of the country. So if you're not from Prague, I'm sorry, I might not be able to help you. So getting started. Obviously, the first conversation that you have is with your partner. And the easy thing about being two women is that you can choose who carries the baby, right? So, which was me, in case you were wondering. We began talking through our options and tried to understand the how of it all in this country. On top of that, I'm not Czech, so I don't know how things work here legally and logistically. I had to learn that. And I also came to the conclusion that it's very much less progressive as in Belgium, where I'm originally from. So for example, just to give you an idea, in Belgium, I would be able to carry my wife's eggs or embryos. In Czech Republic, that's not an option. So very early on, we realized that country-specific rules were applying to us. And one of the options we seriously considered was to move back to Belgium. But that would cause issues like employment, pension, insurance, etc. So we said to Hannah and I, let us at least try. Prague it is. Let's do it. I went too fast. Is any of you familiar with a show called The L Word? Okay, so there we know that the best way to conceive as two women is to trick a local artist into a romantic group activity. And when I looked up the laws in Czech Republic, that was seriously the only way I could imagine this working for us. Welcome to 2004. But we decided to move 2 decades ahead, and we reached out to an IVF clinic based on a recommendation of a friend. And that first contact was in July 2023 via email. And I'm saying this specifically via email because I want to show you their response. Here, and I don't want you to read all of it, for reasons I blocked some names, but here you see the communication I received when I asked about our family's possibilities going through IVF in a clinic here in Prague, stating that they couldn't help us, but their partner clinic in Barcelona could. I was like, but my friend recommended me this place, so she told me, they might be able to help you, but not something that they want to put in paper, maybe. So I gave them a call. And it's with this phone call and with any further communication with the clinic that I discovered something much bigger. And it's that the legal world and the medical world are two completely different worlds apart. They are, two different realities almost. The medical world, things were refreshingly simple. They were completely unfazed by two women wanting to have a baby together. But then you have the legal world and the administrative world. That's where Czech Republic shows you that systems evolve much more slowly than people do. My biggest aha moment was this. If we wanted to do this, I had to find a man that was willing to be my partner on paper and share that he had erectile dysfunction so that the clinic could cover themselves bureaucratically. Let that sink in for a minute. Welcome to 2004 again. This got me thinking, so single women can't start families here either? So this is maybe not even a same-sex couple issue, this is a women's rights issue, or a demographic issue. The birth rate in Czech Republic is at its all-time low, 1.37 as fertility rate of children per woman in 2024. And I think it's around the same in 2025, which is significantly below the 2.1 replacement level. So I'm wondering, what are they doing? Well, yeah, they're maybe too busy blackmailing the Czech president. Honestly, getting through this took me the longest. I really couldn't get over the fact that I needed a man for this. But we may or may have not, for legal reasons, have gone through this path. So this next part, I'm not going to bore you with my medical history. So I'm jumping forward to January 2025. Somehow, I got pregnant. I'll let you imagine how. Once pregnant, things were surprisingly normal. I was actually struck by the lack of looks we got when I was holding hands with Hannah with my big belly, or gynecologists who knew exactly what our situation was and was only concerned with my well-being and development of the babies, period. So for example, Hannah, she was sitting in with a lot of ultrasound appointments, and no one ever questioned her being there. So that was actually quite refreshing and nice. So I definitely wanted to share that with you. But let's move on to the bureaucratic finale, giving birth. When we registered in Podolí, which some of you might not know is a maternity ward in the Czech Republic, beautiful one, highly recommend. To deliver our baby, we once again found ourselves in these two parallel universes. The medical professionals were wonderful, and I also asked Hannah, how did she experience this as a non-biological mother? And she told me that the staff was kind, friendly, really included her as a parent, and acknowledged her as the parent as much as she acknowledged me. Sorry about that. We never felt judged or different. And then there was, well, everything administrative. And this is where I learned that as a non-biological mother, Hannah would have no legal recognition for this baby, and I would have to go through this birth by myself as a single mom. Let me show you some examples. This is the registration form, an actual one, of Podolí, where I had to fill in and sign details about the father of this baby. Well, there is no father, and there is no option of stating the second mother. So just to compare, this is what I had to fill in registering him at the Belgian embassy. It's in Dutch, but it says name and surname of parent 1, name and surname of parent 2. 2 countries, 2 decades apart. Another example. This is actually when I already gave birth. This is the when I had to deal with Matrika regarding his birth certificate. Here you see that I'm officially a single mother. Giving birth was difficult and overwhelming, and all I wanted was my partner to support me. So I said, Hannah, go be a dad, pick up his birth certificate at Matrika. Then we realized, oh, she can't pick up his birth certificate because she's not his parent, legally. So I, recovering from the most physically and mentally and traumatizing, demanding thing I've ever done in my life, I make it sound great, but it wasn't. I had to go to Matrika, and believe me, as a foreigner, that's no gift. There is paperwork to navigate without clear precedent. And there's forms that still assume that families come in just one configuration. These tiny moments add up. And for me, the constantly, well, there is no father, really felt degrading. On the other hand, I do have to say, no one really batched an eye. So again, systems versus people. So now what? Looking ahead, we have a 4-month-old baby boy who is happy, loud, hopefully asleep at this point. Very demanding, but also blissfully unaware of the bureaucratic war that his family has to endure. Right now, I'm the only parent listed in his birth certificate. Hannah will need to adopt Arthur. And once that's done, which is not a given, she can become a legal parent as well. The birth certificate can be updated and he can become a Czech citizen because guess what? He's just a Belgian visitor, like his mother. And yes, as an overthinker, I sometimes ask myself, what will we tell him about not having a dad? Or how will teachers handle this? How will school be like? What about Mother's Day and Father's Day? Hannah did tell me that in this country we don't celebrate Father's Day, so we're fine. I don't have all the answers, but I'm optimistic and we'll handle those questions and deal with them once they're like right in front of us. That's what being a mother teaches you. You can't overthink things. As you might know, a new partnership law came into effect in January 2025, stating that same-sex couples can become parents under circumstances. Whilst this law is a great step in the right direction, in my humble opinion, it's incomplete and pretty useless if you don't look at the whole process. For example, how to get pregnant, the Beth and Tina way, or, what I just explained. I cannot even imagine to think how it will be for two men to try to conceive. No idea. This is why we continue fighting for equal rights. We may not have chosen to be president, we just wanted to become parents. And me being here today, education is key. I hope to have helped the next family plan or the next system evolve. Here on the screen, you can see some small but meaningful changes that you can make at your companies, in your NGOs, etc., that could help the next family. Update the language of your policies and make sure that the registered partnerships is in your HCM systems. I heard that at Mondelez, that's maybe not the case yet. Check what your internal regulation says about maternity, paternity, and parental leave, and amend where needed. Rewrite forms to say parent 1, parent 2 instead of mother and father, or leave it blank so that the person can fill it in. What's the relationship to this child? And then you can choose. And this last one might be a bit out there, but if anyone here works for the government, train your frontline administrators to recognize diverse families and show them how to best help them. These are small changes, but for families going through this, it can mean a lot. Thank you very much. I'll take any questions.